Well, good afternoon and welcome to day 32 in our 365 Bible studies. At the moment, we are looking about those bits of the Bible that are concerned with understanding creation and our place within it. And today we've come to the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verses 1 to 5, and we're going to be looking at how the people were supposed to take care of the promised land and the people that lived in it. On Mount Sinai, Yahweh said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say this to them. When you move into the land that I'm going to give to you, the land itself must keep a Sabbath for Yahweh. Sow your fields and prune your vines and gather the crops for 6 years. The 7th year, the land must have a Sabbath rest for Yahweh." The ancient editors of the book of Leviticus were delighted with the idea of a 7-day week, with Saturday as a regular day of rest, a day off. We do not know how the prime number 7 gained its sacred significance, but only a seriously manic workaholic would turn down a day of rest every week. This was a genuine gift from above to the human race. It comes as a surprise to us in the 21st century, though, that the Sabbath rest was extended beyond the human race to the land itself. But it has been known, at least from the Iron Age, that the land must not be cropped to exhaustion, and yields improve if the land is allowed to lay fallow for a year. Some commentators have pointed out that a nationwide Sabbath for all the land simultaneously would have led to a famine, and have suggested that the 7-year rule might have applied to each plot of land as a separate entity, and not all of them at the same time. The editors of Leviticus were scholars, not farmers, and probably didn't take this into account when they included this idea. This special Sabbath rest for the land, mentioned in our reading today, was not their last word, though. They also added an even more radical Sabbath for property owners and money dealers in the following verses in this chapter. It is an idea that came late to the Jews and does not appear in any writings that are thought to predate the exile in Babylon. The year that follows 7 times 7 equals 49. The year that follows that, year 50, is here called the Jubilee. But it is not known how well its provisions were ever kept in practice. But the idea was that in the year 50, all property reverted to its previous owner, all debts were written off, and all economic slaves, that is, slaves in service because of bankruptcy or debt, were set free. You can imagine how difficult such a custom might have been to administer, and how disruptive it might have been to trade and commerce. But what a beautiful dream! The Sabbath, as Jesus reminded us, was made for the benefit and enjoyment of humans and not vice versa. Extending its benefits to the land and ecology, and then to the world of commerce and enterprise, was a dream hard to make into reality. How long did it take to get slavery abolished? How long to realize that the land and humans at work should be nurtured, improved, and not just exploited? This is unfinished work even today. We still have some distance to travel in this right direction. Tomorrow, carrying on the same theme, we're going to be looking at the book of Deuteronomy and the traditional harvest offering. See you then.